Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Sarayu. Now I am going to explain chemistry subject in R25 regulation 5th unit. This is new unit in R25 regulation first year first semester. Advanced functional materials chapter name. First topic is smart materials. These are the materials that respond to external stimuli. Stimuli is nothing but process according to temperature, pressure and electric field or magnetic field with a change in its properties is known as smart materials. Piezoelectric materials are the materials that are quasi-generate electric charge with mechanically stressed are known as piezoelectric materials. These are materials are charged with mechanically stressed materials. Applications: it is used in actuators, sensors, biomedical devices, vibration control. Actuators are devices that converts chemical signal into change in pH values or temperature. Sensors are normally sensors we use eye blink and ears for chemical event turn to readable signal. Biomedical devices, these are tools for checking medical condition. How is the person's health? Vibration control, disturbance or mechanical noise. Keeping unwanted mechanical noise is known as vibration control. These are applications we use by using this concept. Another topic, biosensors. These are analytical devices that combine the biological component like enzymes, antibodies or microorganisms with a physiochemical detectors to detect the devices is combined or not is known as biosensors. These are amperometric glucose monitor sensors. It measures glucose levels in the blood by using enzymes, reactions and electrical signals for checking the glucose levels in the blood is known as amperometric glucose monitor sensor. It is an example for biosensor concept. Applications: it is used in medical diagnostics and environmental monitoring purposes and food safety purposes for checking the safety of the food and clinical diagnostics like CGMS, continuous glucose monitoring systems. This is important full form they will ask in semester exams for 1 mark. Short question. Key points: this introduces cutting edge materials and technologies relevant to engineering and biomedical fields. It is used in biomedical fields and for relevant engineering concept studies. It focuses on smart materials. Smart materials are materials that respond to external action. For example, temperature, pressure or electrical field, and we use magnetic field. Responding the material is known as smart materials. And biosensors. Biosensors are biological component with a physiochemical detector like enzymes, antibodies or microorganisms. These are used in applications like structural protection and for healthcare, medical purposes and environment monitoring purposes and advanced engineering systems. Another concept, amperometric glucose monitor sensor. These are sensors are like small strips or patches. It looks like patches. It is a type of biosensor especially designed for measuring the glucose levels in blood. You need to highlight these main points. In exams you will get good marks. This concept is based on 4 principles. Uses the enzyme glucose oxidase. Glucose enzyme is oxidized, is reacted with oxygen in this concept, and glucose is oxidized producing for producing electrons, and it is used in amperometric for measurement of sensors. How much is the result current? Current is nothing but flow of electrons. The current is directly proportional to the glucose concentration. If current is increases, glucose concentration also increases. If current decreases, glucose concentration also decreases. These two are directly proportional to each other. Write this point and keep it in a box. Applications. It is widely used in diabetes management for monitoring blood sugar levels, and it is used in portable devices like glucometry. Glucometry is used to measure the glucose levels in blood, and respond on this principle provides rapid or speed accurate result, and it is user friendly to use for testing purposes. Another concept, interpretive spectroscopic applications of UV visible, ultraviolet visible spectroscopy for analyzing of pollutants in dye industry. These are the critical condition or difficult condition in UV rays. It is the most important concept is used for ultraviolet vis spectroscopy in engineering and science studies. It is mainly used in engineering monitoring purposes for detecting and quantifying the pollutants in dye industry, like water is colored or not. A rapid analysis of wastewater quality, how much wastewater is there and how quality is there. We can analyze by using this engineering monitoring concept, tracking degradable soluble in soil of dye industry for after treatment. Doing after treatment, we will check by using this concept. Example, photocatalysis and adsorption concept. Another application, biomedical application like drug analysis and clinical diagnostics and tumor detection. Drug analysis is the process of determining purity, how much the compound is in purity state and concentration of pharmaceutical compounds. Clinical diagnostics are measuring biomolecules like proteins and nucleic acids, measuring the levels of how much protein is there, how much nucleic acid is present, is used in clinical purposes in diagnostic treatment. Tumor detection is detecting the Raman spectroscopy is known as tumor detection. After detecting, we will link up with Raman spectroscopy. Another application is industrial application. It is used in industries for quality control in food, how much quality the food is there, and beverages like food items and colorants, additives. Monitoring polymer degradation, how much polymer is soluble in soil, and stability, how much it is stable in nature. Studying photochemical reactions like light is included in this reaction with the chemicals are known as photochemical reactions. How much photochemical reactions are done. The process of studying is known as studying photochemical reactions, and it is used in research application for research purposes. Studying in depth, identifying electronic transitions in organic molecules. Studying conjugated systems, double bonds are there, how many double bonds are there in the system, and aromatic compounds like naphthalene balls. Smell giving components are known as aromatic compounds. Charac- Characterizing nanomaterials. Nanomaterials are the small materials we cannot see with our direct eye, naked eye. We cannot see that material, small materials. Nano is nothing but it is a Greek word that explains a small or little or tiny. These are materials, and Semiconductors are the conductors is used to on and off. It is used in diodes, transistors, and electrical components. Key concepts: ultraviolet which spectroscopy is imperative because it is faster and non destructive and high reliable. This UV ultraviolet which spectroscopy is the concept imperative, and it is imperative in nature because it is faster and it is not disturbing the other components while doing the process, and it is highly reliable in nature. It focuses on interpretative applications like read spectra and apply them to real world problems like pollutants analysis, biomedical detection, and industrial monitoring. IR infrared spectroscopy in night vision and security. It is used spectroscopy in night vision for seeing purposes and for security purposes. Principles that are included in IR spectroscopy are detecting the molecular vibrations. IR infrared radiation is absorbed, is taken. Night vision applications. Infrared sensors are detect heat signature, detecting the heat, how much heat is there. It will detect it, and then after it will emit by objects or people in night times for vision for seeing purposes like vision devices for survival and for security purposes, helps to identify objects in darkness. What is the object there is darkness, we will detect by using night vision devices by their thermal emission rather than vision light. Thermal emission means emitting the light at a dark time for identifying the objects. Security applications, it is used in infrared spectroscopic concept for security, for pollutants and monitoring gases purposes. These two concepts are applied in IR spectroscopy for security purpose. Passive IR infrared detects are widely used in motion sensor for security systems. Moving sensors for security purposes. Pollution under control is known as PVC shortly. CO sensors, passive infrared or CO sensor, both are same. Vehicles undergo pollution under control. Tests for testing is that bike releasing pollution is harmful for nature or not. If it is harmful, then they will say the people to either the device like a bike, they will say as to change the items of the bike. Tests to measure how much carbon monoxide is releasing. Is it releasing below 60%? Then it is no problem. Above 60% like 70% or 80% is injurious to human bodies for breathing. So they will immediately seize the license for bike and car. And it is checking for PVC PUC for bikes is useful for human health and for nature. Passive infrared PIR sensor, it is used to detect the radiations naturally emitted by the sensors by gas form, gas nature. CO detection. CO is nothing but C is carbon and O is oxygen. Monoxide. Carbon is single term and oxygen is single term, is known as mono. Mono means a single. One carbon and one oxygen is known as monoxide. Oxide is nothing but oxygen, monoxide. It is used to detect the monoxide, and pollution under control is based on Passive infrared concept. By using sensors, we can measure the absorption, how much absorption of infrared is radiating at a specific wavelength, how much wavelength it is present, and by using some characteristics of monoxide molecules, we can detect the passive infrared detection concept. By using natural emitted gases, it provides a non-intrusive and a real-time method to monitor pollutant levels, how much pollutants are there. For monitoring, for analyzing process, we use this concept. Applications, it is used to ensure vehicles meet emission standards, how much standard the carbon monoxide is using the particular vehicle. They will analyze and they will make as a least. Helps to reduce air pollution by monitoring harmful gases. This is the important concept, the Raman spectroscopy. Definitely they will ask for 5 marks or 7 marks. Compulsory learn this concept. It is based on the principle. Raman spectroscopy is a vibrational spectroscopic concept technique based on the inelastic scattering of light, beam of light, is known as Raman spectrum. This concept is included in Raman spectroscopy. When monochromatic light, a small beam of light, small light is scattering, light usually frame a laser. Interactions is nothing but communicating with molecules. Most photons are nothing but positive electrons plus scatter elastically. Rayleigh scattering concept. A small fraction of light will scatter inelastically, means that does not coincide with the other molecule and with energy that shifts corresponding to molecular vibrations, is known as a Raman spectroscopy concept, is used in Raman spectroscopy principle. It is used in applications like tumor detection, in medical applications like tumor tissue, handles a different biochemical compositions, how much the composition is used in biochemical processes is compared to healthy tissues, like how much proteins are there, how much lipids are there, how much nucleic acids are present. For detecting in medical applications, we use this concept, Raman spectroscopy. Raman spectroscopy detect these suitable differences by analyzing vibration spectra. Non-invasive and label-free technique, no dyes or makers needed, provides a real-time diagnostics during surgery or biopsy operation. High security to molecular changes for allowing easy detection, early detection before detecting the changes. High security to molecule changes, allowing for early detection of carriers growth, and it is used in examples like Raman spectroscopy can distinguish difference between 1 mark questions. Bioreceptors, these are the recognizers for target analysis, like example glucose. Transducers converts the logical interaction into a measurable signal. This is the process of converting biological interaction with a measurable signal. Signal processor or display amplifies, measures and shows the result. PUC and Raman spectrum are also important for 1 mark questions. Short questions. Guess questions. Explain the principle of Raman spectroscopy. Discuss in application in tumor detection. How spectral differences between healthy and cancerous tissues are used in medical diagnostics. Explain the principle of IR, infrared spectroscopy. Another question. Discuss its applications in night vision security systems and in pollution under control. This concept also important for 5 marks question. Testing using passive infrared CO monoxide sensors. Define a biosensor. Explain the principle, construction and working of an amperometric glucose monitor sensor with applications in biological engineering. This is the construction. Biosensors and principle I explained in front of the video. Construction, it consists of 6 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers. First layer, bioreceptors are the recognizers for targeting and analyzing of glucose. Electrode, reference, electrolyte, signal, display unit. First layer, enzyme glucose oxidase on electrode surface. Enzyme glucose oxide on electrode surface. Electrode is a transducer. This is a process of converting into measurable signal. Transducers, like we use platinum or a carbon electrode. In this both we use any one. Reference electrode. This is for referencing, remaining, maintenance purpose, constant potential. Electrolyte or buffer. Provide suitable medium for the process. Fifth layer, signal processor, is used to convert current into readable glucose level. Last step, display unit, used for showing glucose level, mg and dl. Working consists of 5 steps. Blood sample is taken in the sensor spirit and placed in it. Glucose reacts with, by adding glucose, it reacts with oxidase, reacting with oxygen, and produces glucose acid plus electrons. By adding this, gluconic acid is produced with some amount of electrons. Electrons are transferred to the electrode. This is transferred to the electrode, generating a measurable current. The current is processed and displayed. This is processed and displayed in glucose concentration method. This whole process is fast, accurate, and requires a sample space.